Hey guys, I'm Elliott. This is Everything Elliott, and this is my auction purchase brush hog, or bush hog, grass cutter, whatever you want to call it. This is it. I bought this at auction last year. I did some basic maintenance to it last year, basically sharpened the blades, changed the gearbox oil. Well, last year when I changed the gearbox oil, it had a ton of water in it, and I thought that was just probably from lack of maintenance. I just did some brush hogging, and before I did that, I checked the oil on it. It was all milk, which is not a good thing. So that means we've got a bad seal in this gearbox somewhere. Water is getting in, and we need to fix that. How the heck am I gonna stop this from coming down?
Yeah, like hitting you in the face?
Yeah, and falling right on me?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, time to meet my maker.
Oh, would you like some help?
I don't know how you're gonna be able to help me.
Do I get a roller? I don't really want to lay on the dirty floor.
There's no roller for you.
Okay, I'll get the roller and I'll go on the left side and you go on the right side.
How about this? Go in my socket bench first. Get me a 1 1/8 socket. Should be in the top left-hand corner. No, the socket, sweetheart. Over by the workbench where Theodore is. Just for reference, I just asked my wife for 1 1/8.
It said 1 1/8.
This says 3/8.
Well, then your setup is incorrect.
Okay, I will get 1 1/8. I said top left. Where'd you get that from?
Bottom right.
Yeah. Oh, it's bigger than 1 1/8. All right, let's try 1 1/2. 1 1/2's got some slop to it. Huh, I wonder if it's just worn down from being used. Let's grab the impact.
What's the plan?
I'm gonna see if this impact will take it off first.
Is it gonna drop on your head?
Well, we're gonna see if it'll take the nut off a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming down.
Yeah.
All right, let's, what if I just have you do the impact?
You can try.
And I hold the stump jumper. Okay.
I don't even know how this works.
Just put it on there and push the trigger.
This is so heavy.
You're blocking the camera. Okay.
This is the trigger?
The trigger's right here, babe, by my elbow. Okay.
Now what?
Now
Okay,
just get out of my way.
Okay.
Don't hit the camera over.
I'm glad that's what you're concerned about, not like my head.
Okay.
How heavy is it?
It's super heavy. I'm just super strong.
Probably like what, 5 pounds?
5 pounds. It's like, I don't know, 45, 50? You just have a super strong husband.
Super strong.
Yeah, super strong.
Like the hall.
All right. Stump jumper's out. That was a little easier than anticipated. So yeah, we'll take the drive shaft off and those 4 bolts on top, and we'll have this gearbox off. I really thought that stump jumper was gonna fight me. I thought I was gonna have to beat it off.
That was my master skills. That master device that I was using, those skills, I was so good at it.
She said it was her master skills, the master device she was using. It's called, what's that tool called?
Impact gun.
Hold on. And what did you ask me when you said, how do I?
I would prefer not to be on camera.
Too late. Where's the trigger? Where's?
Yeah, I thought it was the handle.
The handle. Love you. Thanks for being such a good helper. You want to get real buck wild with it, Michelle? You want to help me for a second? Here's the issue why this is definitely a 2-person job. So we've got a bolt and nut holding this gearbox on. And the problem is, or what I'm going to run into is, I will not be able to reach underneath and on top at the same time. So I'll give her the wrench. She can hold the wrench on there, and I'll go underneath the impact and impact it off. All right, you ready? That's it? Oh, man. You're the best. All right, right, so in theory, this should come right out of here. Yeah, and it does. And I probably should have taken the drive shaft off, but whatever. There we go. Gearbox removed. What do you think of that, babe? Aren't you lucky you're married to a know-it-all? That's probably not a good way to call it. A can-do.
Mechanically inclined individual?
Mechanically inclined individual. I like it. I like it a lot. Should have taken this drive shaft off, though. That was a mistake. It's called a gearbox because there's a gear in here. Well, there's two gears. There's one that runs this way, like this, and then there's one that runs this way, like that. And then the teeth mesh right here where my fingers touch. And then the gear, this gear is attached to this. And then this gear is attached to this. And it transfers the power in 90 degrees.
Interesting.
Gearbox. Oh, dude, look at that. Oh, you can just sit it anywhere. Ready for the big reveal? Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, so if you didn't know, gear oil is not supposed to be chocolate milk colored. So we're gonna let this sit and drain overnight to make sure everything gets out of it. Oh, the bearing's still tight.
Why? It's not like going in the house?
I'm trying to do this without stabbing myself. If it was a regular snap ring, you could just put these in, spread it, and pull it off, but it's not. There we go. The bearings all feel good. Like that bearing feels all right. There's no play in it. So I think what we might do is I just unnecessarily tore this entire thing apart. We'll just knock the seals out, probably get new seals, and then we'll do reseal on where all the gasket is. All right, so this is where we stand. We got both seals out. The bearings feel good. I'm not gonna spend money where I don't need to, so the bearings, we'll just keep the bearings. We're going to get new seals, but it's the weekend, so I can't get new seals today. I'll have to wait till like Monday. Basically, we're just gonna clean the mating surface where the sealing surface is with a, I don't know what you call those things, like a Scotch Brite pad on a grinder. So we'll clean those off while everything's dirty. I want to clean it off while it's all dirty. That way I only have to clean it once. I'm not going to clean it now and then take the sealing surface gasket material off. Okay, I'll help you.
But
Is your foot stuck? All right, let's see if we can pull this this bend out of here. We got some C-clamps, and we got 47 horsies, and it's chained to the tree. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. We're gonna find out together. All right, that worked better than expected, to be honest with you. So I'm happy with that. All right, so I don't know where we remain or where I last stopped filming with this thing, but I had to wait, well, I don't know, it's been like 5 days since I tore this apart. Had to wait for seals and seal. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anywho, now I have everything to put it back together. I could not find new gaskets, so I got a roll of gasket. We're gonna have to make our own gaskets, and then I got also some gasket maker. So first things first is clean everything up, and we'll start reassembly. And the seals should pretty much go on. I need to make sure they fit first, so maybe we'll do that first. Make sure the seals fit on the shafts, and then we can start reassembling. All right, so now that we know the seals are both gonna be good to go, that's the important part. And I had a tough time finding these. I went to my local seal shop, and they couldn't find me these exact replacement seals that came out of this machine. They said the closest one they could get was out of Romania because it's some odd size. So I ended up going on Amazon and buying Amazon seals, as much as I hate doing that. But it is what it is in this case. So I guess if you're rebuilding one of these, I'll put the link to the seals that I got down in the description.
Did you do a lot of running around with that today? Go away.
Can't seem to find my seal installation set. I don't know where it went. I'm gonna have to try to just lightly tap this in, not the correct way. So I didn't love the way that gasket was coming out, so we're gonna go old school with some ultra black. Old school or shade tree mechanic, whatever you want to call it.
Cool off. You're all red.
Hi, buddy.
Baby.
What are you doing? Running away from mom? That's not very nice.
Let's go get some water.
No.
Let's go get some water. We gotta get you a little more water. Okay.
So the way this stuff works is you're supposed to just put a little bit of a torque on it, let it set up for a little bit, that lets it harden, and then you torque these down, and that'll squish the hardened material and make the gasket. We're gonna do the same thing in this surface. And then we're gonna fight with this seal because I didn't put it on first. I didn't think about that. An attempt to make my life easier. A lot more resistance now, which is good, which means the seals are rubbing as they should be. All right, so now we're at the point where I can bring the brush hog back in and we can start to reassemble. All right, so here's the plan. I've decided that I'm gonna wait a little longer to tighten those bolts down for that gasket sealer to set. And my wife is home right now. I needed help getting those 4 bolts off for the gearbox because I can't reach both sides. So while she's home, I'm gonna have her come out here because I can get those bottom bolts on the gearbox if I don't put the stump jumper on, basically. So she's gonna come out and you're gonna see us struggle putting through the gearbox. I don't know how people do this alone. You can't do it. Just hand thread, let's just hand thread all 4 of them to start. Okay. We'll do the bottom. Yeah, I'll take some too while you're at it. It's way louder down here, I bet. Thank you. All right, we're gonna do this one. Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Huh?
The wrench is stuck.
I'll get it out, don't worry. All right, you guys just saw me put the gearbox on with the help of my wife, and I'm really impatient, so I'm just gonna tighten all the bolts up because that's really holding me up from getting the bottom of the stump jumper, or putting the stump jumper back on. So we'll just at least tighten the bottom ones. The top ones I can get to at any time, but I'm gonna tighten the bottom ones up. That way I can get the stump jumper back on, and then we can fill it with oil and go from there. All right, so with these 4 bolts tightened up for the bottom of the gearbox, it's time to put the stump jumper on, and I'm going to attempt to do it by myself. It's on. I just gotta get this started.
Let's go down here. Please get off the tractor. We'll go below your mouth. Come here. Let's go get your mouth.
All right, so that worked. All right, we're gonna grab the impact and send that old girl home a little bit.
Now, if you have this thing apart, it's probably a good idea to make sure this is clear. I just put a little compressed air through it to make sure that, it can vent. Mine was actually plugged. Having pressure in here is not good for the seals. It's probably why they went out in the first place. There's gonna be a lot of people that say you're supposed to use a shear bolt in here. And to those people I say, live a little. I just noticed that the grease fittings on both these U-joints are missing, but it probably needs new U-joints too. That's a job for a different day though, in a different video. All right guys, that's it. The brush hog is rebuilt and ready to be put back in service. But before that, what I want to do is I kind of want to spin the gearbox a little bit, look through the little peephole behind the gearbox. Now that I've put oil in it, I basically can check that seal to make sure it's not leaking. If it is leaking, it's going to be falling onto the top of the stump jumper, and we should see oil on that stump jumper if it's leaking. Now remember, these are Amazon seals. It's the only thing I can get. I don't like doing that, and I don't have a lot of faith in them, but if it's all I can get, it's all I can get. Tractor Supply was zero help. So we're just going to look right here, see if there's any oil. All right, who would I be if we didn't take this thing out for a test ride? So I'm gonna get it hooked up to the tractor, and we're gonna go out back, and we'll lay a couple stripes. All right, guys and gals, for the 3% of you, of my viewers, you that are female, gals, that's for you. Brush hog is up and running. Unfortunately, it's getting a little dark out here, so we're not going to brush hog the whole field. I guess we'll save that for another day. Yeah. I don't see any oil leaking, which is a great thing. At least out of this top seal, the one that I can see. I know we need to replace the U-joints in this drive shaft. Not a huge deal. We can do that in the future. If you don't know how to do that, leave a comment below. Let me know that you want me to rebuild these on camera, because they're just missing grease fittings, so they've probably never been greased. The gauge wheel is also missing the grease fittings. Maybe the guy that I bought this from wanted to save grease fittings. I don't know. But that's going to be it. Countyline brush hog is rebuilt and ready to use. Obviously, we just used it, so I don't know. Probably, I got some work for this thing. This thing and the forestry mulcher, which you guys haven't seen in a while because, well, it's super wet out here. So I'm thinking on maybe Monday or Tuesday next week, we'll fire this old girl up and we're going to clear some property with the mulcher as well. But we're going to start with this. Well, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. I hope it inspired you to learn something, or at least try something that you've never done before. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you leave a comment below. And until the next video, hope you have a great day. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I appreciate that.